Hi, this is Miss Serratus, and in this video we are going to look at Pamela's Pastry Shop. And the first thing you want to do is make sure that you open the file from Google Classroom and make sure that it opens up in Google Sheets. And you know you're in Google Sheets because if you look at the top left of the screen, you see this green box, and when I hover my mouse over it, it says Sheets Home, but don't click on it. So for this assignment, you're actually going to use the power of a spreadsheet to do calculations for you. The calculations are going to be in columns D and E. So for D, we're going to figure out the difference. By that, we mean we want to subtract. We're looking at pastries. Last year, there's 22,500, and this year, there were 25,000 pastries sold. This refers to revenue. Revenue means how much income, how much of these items were sold. So this is a pastry shop. So we want to know, did they sell more pastries this year or less pastries? So the good thing is that the formulas are actually done for you. So what you want to do is make sure you are in cell D6 and you want to do the formula equal, or you can use a plus sign, it's the same thing. C6, that's this year, minus B6. And then if I hit enter, I get the number 2,500, and I think about it. So this year they sold 25,000 pastries. Last year they sold 22,500. So it actually makes sense. They actually sold more pastries this year than last year. And how much more do they sell? 2,500. So we want to do the same thing for cupcakes, muffins, cakes, pies, and donuts. So instead of actually physically typing the formula all over again, which I could do for every single cell, the easiest thing is actually to use the fill handle, the tiny square at the bottom right corner, click on it and drag it all the way down. And it did the math for me, and I notice here I've got a minus, and if I look at it, you see that this year they sold 4,750 donuts, which was actually less than the 5,800 donuts that they sold last year. So the cool thing is the math was done for you. In column E, we want to find the percent difference. So if you don't know the formula for that, you could just look at your worksheet, which is number 4. So it's equal D6 divided by B6. And you hit enter, and you get a decimal answer, which doesn't really make any sense, but we're going to format it in a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and fill handle it down. I see this is negative, so that makes sense to me. And I've got this weird decimal answer, but that's okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply all the formatting that I see. So number 6 is currency style with no decimal. And just even looking at the picture above, it looks like it's just these 3 numbers. So I'm going to select those 3, not the column E. And here's a currency style. To get rid of the decimal, you need to hit the decrease decimal button twice. Number 7 is the comma style. That would be these numbers here. And the comma style is not shown, so you really have to go to 1, 2, 3, and there's multiple different options. My preference is actually financial, and the reason why I prefer financial is I like that the negatives show up in parentheses, because in the real world, that is how a negative is shown. Usually most corporate businesses will use Excel and they don't put the minus sign. They use the parentheses for negative. So I'll click on financial and decrease decimal button twice. And number 8, I need to apply the percent style to column E. So that is actually right there. And it does actually tell me to leave 2 decimals. But going to direction number 9, we're going to center. So here's the center. And now that's in the middle. And number 10 wants me to apply a fill color to row 5. So I could select the entire row 5, but I don't want to do that because that's going to put colors all the way here. So instead I just want to select A5 through E5. The fill color is the bucket, and it says that you can pick whichever color you want. So when I think of pastries, I usually think of like a pink. I don't know why. So I'm going to go ahead and do that pink. Whatever color you want is fine. And then we need to apply all borders to A5 through E5. I'm just going to select that range. This is the borders button. And when you click on it, there's different options. You can also change the color of the borders and some of the thickness. but this is the all borders. It even says all borders. And when you do that, it applies the grid pattern to just the area that you selected. And that's it. Now you're done. When I check this assignment, I'm going to do a control tilde. And control tilde is the shortcut to see if you typed in the numbers or you actually did the formulas. So by doing a control tilde, I can see that these are actual formulas, and I can see the formulas that you did, whether they're correct or not. And I do control tilde again, and it brings it back to the numbers. So you could just leave it at the numbers and then upload it to Google Classroom. So good luck.